All righty, we're going to move on to our pastoral care report by way of me introducing Father Jim, who I am so thankful he came on board just in time for COVID, which has not been his highlight of his time with us, being impacted in his ability to meet you guys and to visit with you. But I am nonetheless thankful for Jim and his leadership, his counsel, his support, his ear. He's just been right there with me. I couldn't ask for a better assisting priest. And again, the word you're going to hear me say about a lot of folks today is faithful. His faithfulness to St. Luke's is powerful. So I'm thankful for that. So Jim, I am going to turn it over to you now.
Well, good morning, all. It's fun to be able to see so many of you all without a mask on. That's usually how our encounters have been going these last several months. So it's being able to see on a TV screen and see your face and see a smile is nice. It's really nice. So anyhow, and thank you, Justin, for all those kind words. I didn't know you were such a liar, gee.
Just put a check in the mail. Thank you.
Okay, my report on our Pastoral Care Ministries. When I was brought on board the 1st of March last year, it was for the purpose of providing support for all of the staff members, but especially for Father Justin. And one of my main tasks was to take some of the pastoral care responsibility off of Father Justin's shoulders. Now, at that time, the various pastoral care ministries were under the leadership of Lynn Cook and Diane Brace and Scott Grant, positions they had held since the middle, I think, of 2018. But not long after Father Justin arrived, they began looking at a more holistic way of bringing all of the pastoral care ministries under one umbrella. And all of the clergy, I must note, that who served with Scott and Lynn and Diane are indebted to them, quite frankly, for their hard work, for their selflessness, and for their dedication to their ministries. Shortly after I came on board, Father Justin connected me to these three and to the larger vision that he had for pastoral care. However, and about that same time, a novel coronavirus struck the US. You remember that? Crazy times. And we all went into lockdown, and we all had to scramble to figure out how to be the church during a global pandemic. Unfortunately, all of that kind of threw a wrench into our ability to begin bringing St. Luke's Cares into being. Also unfortunate was the fact that Lynn, Diane, and Scott all had to step away from their roles as leaders of their various pastoral care ministries. We were definitely sorry to see that happen, because they'd all been members, they'd all worked so very hard. They had all done excellent work, and under their leadership, the members of St. Luke's were having their pastoral care needs effectively addressed. But it was the plan all along, but it was still hard to see them take those steps back. But in the end, turnover and succession and transition planning are vitally important with all parish ministries, and these three modeled it exceptionally well. So thank you to Scott and Lynn and Diane. So in this new year, in 2021, we are renewing our efforts at bringing St. Luke's Cares into being. I'm pleased to announce that the new cadre of leaders include Pat Beachy, Patty Peacock, and Lee Melvin. And Lee, in her capacity as a nurse and educator, has helped us to begin a new conversation about bringing back the ministry of a parish nurse. Also working to help bring St. Luke's Cares into being are myself and Nancy Phillips. But here is the thing, my friends, here's the thing. In order to make this ministry a reality, we need your help. We will need people who are willing to volunteer a few hours each month to be a part of one of the following ministry teams: the lay chaplain team, the prayer ministry team, the card ministry team, the meal ministry team, the transportation ministry team, the LEV, or lay Eucharistic visitors ministry team, and the flower ministry team. So we are asking that each of you prayerfully consider how you might play a role in how we take care of each other. And we promise, none of these tasks will be onerous, and you will always have our support. In the coming months, as I wrap up, we will be issuing periodic updates on the progress that we are making. But we especially look forward to the day when we can officially announce the launching of St. Luke's Cares. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Jim. And folks, there will be more to come on those particular roles that Jim mentioned. So if you're wondering, and some of you already do some of those ministries. So a lot of what makes St. Luke's Cares special, and as Jim alluded to, when I started the work with Scott, Diane, and Lynn, we saw all these wonderful ministries that were pastoral care in nature and trying to bring them under one umbrella and working connected to one another. So, but we will need volunteers. We will need you. And in my report, I'll talk about some of that, the need for us to start saying yes and being the church in an exciting way. So without getting into that, Jim, thank you. And we will be in touch with you, parish, as we move through trying to roll this out and recruit volunteers to be able to tell you what those roles entail. But I am super excited about the possibility of St. Luke's Cares and the idea that no matter if you've been here 50 years or 5 minutes, you won't walk alone, and that we will actually reconnect with the traditional understanding of pastoral care, which is a deep partnership between the clergy and the laity as we learn to walk with each other. So I'm super excited about that. And thank you, Jim.